Good morning, friend. Today we are going to discuss about the what is the situation after the Hiroshima and the Nagasaki 75 year after. And in this topic we are going to discuss the 75-year back also, what was the reason behind the US attack on the Japan, what was the consequences, impact, and what are the situation right now. We'll also discuss we're going to discuss about the fat boy and the little man, the bomb which were used. So let's start from the topic first. The 6th of August, just 75 years back on the same date, United States military B-29 Super Fortress dropped an atomic bomb on Hiroshima, Japan on the 6th August. And the 3 days later, on the 9 August 1945, they dropped again another bomb on the Nagasaki. So after that, Japan unconditional surrendered on the 15 August 1945. So what was happened between these times? So we're going to discuss every single important point. So this was, one of the most destructive global conflict in the human history. So before that, we're going to see what are the Japan casualty of the bombing happened in the Hiroshima. You can know that the Hiroshima had an explosive blast to approximately that already were happened 12 to 15,000 tons of TNT, and that covers more than 5 square miles and near about the this Ajol bridge. And at the time of bombing already it was estimated that more than 2 lakh 80,000 or 2 lakh 90,000 civilians were present, including 43,000 soldiers, and instantly it killed 80,000 people instantly just after the bomb attack. So between 90,000 to 1 lakh 60,000 are people were killed in next 4 months. And the US Department of State already and Department of Energy that estimated that there were around 2 lakhs people more fatality as a result of bombing, while the city of Hiroshima has estimated 2 lakh 37,000 people were killed indirectly by the bomb effect, and not at the time of bombing but after the effect. What was the reason? Already the burns, radiation sickness, and cancer. So of the estimated, 90,000 building and 62,000 already were destroyed. So it was completely destroyed. You can see in the images already I have taken, there is nothing about, even the boundary and the bricks also melted in this radiation. So after that, nothing was left in the Hiroshima and the Nagasaki. Even all the trees were burned. So you can see what was the situation that happened to the human being itself. So we're going to discuss on the timeline of the plan attack. It was already planned earlier. Even in the plan, they have planned to attack on the 1st of August, not on the 6th of August. So you can see that that time was the US president was the Truman, those who issues the post-term declaration and warns Japan already for the utter destruction and require unconditional surrender of the Japanese armed forces. So what was happened? Already United States blame, and and just after the already they won, they started to deliver the little boy bomb unit with the U-235 projectile on the Tinian Island. On the 29th, Japanese forces rejected whatever the warning was given by the United States. Japanese not accepted, they rejected the Potsdam about the surrenders of demand. So on the 1st of August, the already weather was not good, so that's why to just they dropped the plan for several days to weather should be get clear. And again on the August 2nd, the Fat Man bomb case F-31 and F-32 arrived on the Tinian Island, and which carried 509 B-29 Luke spots and lagging Dragon. Fat Man assembly begins. Bombing date is set of August. So this is my in academic channel. If you have not liked or you have not subscribed, kindly subscribe. So let's continue with the This, the timeline again came on the 5 August 5. The people were already the ready, and at 1500, General Leme official confirmed the mission for the next day. And the next day, on the 6th of August, the Tibets, already the figure I have mentioned, the pilot Robert Lewis is co-pilot of the weapons plane. The plane was, Enola Gay, already is mentioned in the paper, the two observation planes. The great artist and the necessary evil were supported. They were carrying camera and scientific equipment that were going to decide even after that they will attack or not. We can see that already the little boy, the weight of this was 9700 lbs and length was 10 feet, diameter 28 inch, and the fuel highly enriched uranium orally, and uranium fuel approx 140 lbs and target 85 lbs and projectile 55. So you can see that the other bomb was on the used on the August 9, 1945. The Fat Men were having more heavy than the Nagasaki, already Hiroshima, and that was the 10,800 lbs length, around 10 feet. You can see that it was most. So that time already, just after the 6 August and the 9 August incident on the 10th August 1945, or in between the 15 August 1945, in between surrender, Japan accept post-dam proclamation, and the United States began broadcasting information that Japan has surrendered. But what was happened on the August 13 itself? It shows that the Supreme War Council meet to discuss to response the Brennus notes. Hitherto ordered the suspension of all military activity. So I right now I have already mentioned the picture of the Hitherto military, and so that's why after the small group of Japanese military official plot a coup against the Hitherto, and Secretary War Henry Stimson recommends shipping the second plutonium core to Tinian Island. But till now, the decision was not made. And after that, the President Truman ordered the firebombing resumed. Again, it will be resumed. So they are planning to attack more city. So General Henry Arnold, U.S. Army, picture I have mentioned in the left side, launches a raid with over 1,000 B-29 and other aircraft carrying 6,000 tons of bomb that killed more than 1,000 Japanese on the August 14. And finally, on the August 15, the coup already led against the Hitherto failed, and Hatanka and the Shizaki, already other, committed the suicide on the ground of imperial place. And that time the already Hitherto came forward on the radio telecast and decision to surrender over the radio. And for many Japanese, this was the first time they hear about the imperial voice. So you can see that most of the people will say that US has taken revenge of the Pearl Harbor attack. So this is already I have mentioned, the 7 December 1941, when the Japan already forces they attacked the US Pearl Harbor Island, and they killed several military, and they targeted also the ships, the armed ships itself. So what was the reason? That was the rose. If US have to take the revenge of the Pearl Harbor attack, why they have waited for the like long 4 year even. You can see that 1941 to 45, it's a long year gap. But this was not the reason for the immediately take the revenge. And why already the Japan attack on the Pearl Harbor is also important. You can see that the all Japan and Germany and the Italy were already tripartite, this axis country, they bond together, and they were already the expansionism, they expanded their territory. And you can see that Japan even captured more territory in the China, which was earlier under the trade relation with the UK. And so that's why the United States sees that the UK already territory will be occupied by the Japanese forces. So how they will going to control the territory after the UK? So this way the United States already made several sanctions on the Japan, And the sanction was the one of the major reason for the attack on the Pearl Harbor. So after that we can see that what was the changes happened. The denuclearization, you can see that even right now is happening. The denuclearization advocacy is going around the world, globally. In the 2017, even Nobel Peace Prize has been given to the ICAN, the international campaign to abolish nuclear weapon. And they successfully lobbied at the UN General Assembly to hold conference to negotiate a treaty banning nuclear weapons. So you can see that even more than 122 states has adopted, and the 60 states have signed and 13 have ratified. But the major problem what is happening, the none of the nine nuclear power, the United States, Russia, UK, France, India, China, Israel, North Korea, none of them have accepted already. And you can see that already how many nuclear war is still is having with the Russia and the United States. Around 7,500 with Russia, and the United States is having 7,200. That is sufficient to destroy the entire world more than 200 times. So this is, you can see that in present time, the already the Japanese forces after the Second World War, at the time of Hiroshima and the Nagasaki, already the US was controlling observation the activity of the Japanese, and so that's why they were not allowed to do any military activity. So under the custodian of the United States, they became the one of the development, the third most developed state. Right now they are nothing to do with the any revenge, and everything was changed, and the Japan is one of the most developed country. They are right now, they are present already in praying for the other casualty, and they are remembering the date, praying for the peace. And you can see that there are so many pictures I have already included from the Guardian side and the different the website, which shows what was the situation earlier and how is the situation present. So you can clear the visual, it's about the earlier 1945 and the present day. There are so many development already is initiated, took place, and now everything has changed. So even the immediately the spot Dalalvis where the center of the attraction, this is already the medical college in the Nagasaki, and the right side you can see that is one of the Ukrainian Cathedral, and the other side this is one of the this national school, and the other side you can see that the guest Hiroshima Prefectural Industrial Promotion Hall. So these are everything is already clear visible. So again I'm going to thank you so much for watching my video. Please subscribe in academic channel. This is my channel. Click on the subscribe button, and again for the next update for the recent activity, day to day activate, and the daily newspaper analysis, and the other videos. Thank you so much, dear.